Hello, I'm Christine. Welcome to Book Talk. Today we are discussing Passenger by the brilliant Alexandra Bracken. This was so good. I'm so pumped to announce that we're working with Hyperion and Passenger is our January 2016 Booksplosion Book of the Month. So in addition to this book talk, there's also going to be a live show where myself, Kat, and Jessie discuss the book together at the end of January. So I'll leave more information about that in the description. So Passenger is a scavenger hunt through time. Plus there's a beautiful blooming relationship. I love all the characters that Alex has created. The writing in Passenger is on another level. When I first opened it up and started reading, I was just blown away by how sophisticated it felt. I'd give Passenger 96% on my rating scale. I'm so excited for book 2. If you don't know, Passenger is a duology. So there's gonna be one more book, and it's gonna be called Wayfair, like the furniture website. I wish I was ready with it right now, because damn, I do not want to leave this world. I started off reading it really slow because I'm on break and I've been hanging around with my family a lot, and all of a sudden I was at the end. I thought there was gonna be more. I thought I was gonna have more time with these people. Like the back of the book says, this journey is only the beginning. The world Alex creates in Passenger is so interesting. The rules and nuances of time travel here are really different than anything that I've seen before. Do you want to know more in this non-spoiler section? Our lead character is Etta, short for Henrietta. She's about to turn 18. And our other lead is Nicholas, who's about to be 20, currently residing in the year 1776. I love the year 1776. 1776 is when we declared our independence from Britain. And when I say we, I mean America. I wasn't there personally, but being an American, I recall the instance with pride. I think that's all I want to tell you. I think you should just hop on board the Passenger train, read it, and then come back and we discuss spoilers in detail together. Because there's a lot to discuss, guys. There's a lot to discuss. So I'm gonna say goodbye to you people who haven't read it yet, okay? Go out, get the book, come back, and we gonna talk. Bye, non-spoilery people. Goodbye. 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 Don't stay because you're gonna be spoiled. Okay. Bye. Okay. I can't believe this is over. Like I already said, this went so fast. So Etta is on the track to becoming a professional violinist. And I never really read from the point of view of a professional musician before. And it was so interesting to see her working things out via music and trying to calm her nerves by pretending to play. And I love how relevant music was to time travel. Time travel, like I said, is so interesting in Passenger. Because when you think we're on a scavenger hunt through time, you think you have all the time in the world because you can time travel. If you can go anywhere in space and time, you can go right back to that moment that you were at. But Alex managed to create urgency within time travel by making it so that you can jump from year to year, but the calendar keeps moving. So time keeps going forward. If you're in November and you jump to 1776, you're gonna jump to that same day in 1776, that same time in the timeline. If you want to stop an event that happened in August of 1980 and it's November of 2015, you have to wait till August of your year and then jump back. And the passages are all over the place, but you don't know where they are. And to find them, a G note has to be played. So she carries around harmonica, or you have to carry around some sort of instrument so you can play the note G. And that sets the passage off reverberating wherever the hell it is, and you have to follow that sound. And another thing about the passages, you don't know where that passage is gonna lead to. And they're marked down in some sort of a book. But if you don't have access to the book, that passage can lead you anywhere in the world. And any time in the world. Like if you jump in a passage in New York in 2015, you're jumping out of a passage not in New York. It could be anywhere. It's mind-boggling. And they keep talking about this astrolabe. It can read passages and let you know where you're going and stuff. And I'm sitting here thinking like, that's cool, but is it worth people dying over and searching for years and years and years? Astrolabes can create passages, so you can go wherever the fudge you want with that shit, unless you've been there before. Another rule that makes time travel and Passenger unique and really interesting. Not only can you not jump backward in the actual calendar year, you also can't go somewhere that you already are. There can't be any Back to the Future shit where you like hide from your other self and try to change things. There's no Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban where like Hermione throws a rock. That can't happen because the passage won't let you jump through it if there's another version of you in that time right then. I'm not gonna lie, toward the end, when Etta disappeared, I lost my shit. Things got confusing. Rose shows up and she's trying to explain everything to Nicholas, and I'm just like, what? So at the end, there's this whole tussle with Sophia, Nicholas, and the Thorns and Etta over the astrolabe. And things kind of get muddied up because there's so much going on. I had a hard time visualizing this part specifically, and maybe I should have read it a few more times, but I was like too anxious to keep going. So Nicholas comes. A thorn had tied up Etta, and so Nicholas tries to shoot the thorn that pushes Etta, but he shoots through him or just misses him and hits Etta in the shoulder. And Etta gets shot, and she like doesn't realize it. Like, I realized that she felt a pain in her shoulder, but then she kind of just ignored it. So I just ignored it. And Sophia takes off with the thorns, and we're left with Nick, and things aren't too bad because they're not gonna let this kill them. I mean, it's book 1 in a duology. We need them for another book. And we're just casually discussing our defeat, and Etta disappears! She just crumbles into gold dust! I just like, what? Etta has been chucked back in time to the last common moment before the timeline switch. So let's rewind back to those Thorn dudes. The Thorn dudes steal the astrolabe. Now, did anybody else think that this was a fake astrolabe when she found it, like a ploy astrolabe, and the real astrolabe was behind another tile in the wall? Because really, Rose, why would you hide the real astrolabe behind your family symbol? It's so obvious! I was pretty confident that that was a fake astrolabe meant to draw away people who took the obvious route, and then she'd have to find a secret panel that didn't have her family tree on it, but maybe like some other thing like a musical note, and the real one would be behind there. Also, we're supposed to destroy the astrolabe, right? Rose wants her daughter to destroy it, but she doesn't give her any instructions how. The thing is like a freaking Horcrux. We don't have the Sword of Gryffindor. I don't have any Basilic's fangs. I can't step on it and break it. What the do you want me to do, Rose? Let's just talk about Rose for a second. Her mommy, who raised her to be her pawn in saving the world. Save Henrietta, save the world. Gave her no background on anything. She inflicted emotional trauma on her own daughter. She killed Alice. Alice, the only other person who loves and cares for Etta as a parent, to keep Etta on this time-traveling path. And the whole reason Etta goes on this hunt for the astrolabe is because Cyrus threatens that he has her mother. He's gonna kill her mom if she doesn't go and give him the astrolabe, right? Now that we know Rose, we know that she is fierce, and she doesn't just get caught. She let herself be caught. Take that picture and use her as bait for her daughter. Her daughter is thinking that her mom might be killed, is gonna die. If she doesn't find this astrolabe, the one person left for her on this earth is gonna be killed. Meanwhile, Rose, this is all part of her plan to emotionally traumatize and manipulate her daughter into finding the astrolabe. The entire book, Etta and Nicholas are risking their lives and struggling to save Rose. But Rose escapes from the Ironwoods after a day. I can't. What kind of mother? And I was thinking to myself, like throughout the book, that, you know, she probably escaped. And Etta thinks about it once or twice. Come to the conclusion that her mother is sacrificing her life so that Etta can destroy the astrolabe. I'm not gonna give you any directions on how to use it or how to destroy it, but just know you gotta do it. I know she thinks she's doing it for the greater good, but this is your daughter. I just can't get over how she's been training her like a puppy all these years. Secretly, like you teach a puppy to pee outside. Let's teach Etta to get to Alice's house by herself. I really don't know what to think about Rose. This is what she says. This is what it means to be a traveler. Someone came from the future and told me that this was up to us. I'm doing this to my daughter for the greater good. For the greater good, for the greater good. You know what? I've heard that before. You know, I've heard it before from people who are wrong. So many villains think that the crap that they're doing is for the greater good. Okay, but where's the line? Where do you draw the line for the greater good? Oh, and can we talk about the fact that her dad is the leader of the evil rebel Thorn group that has taken the astrolabe. And of course, maybe he's not evil, but we're led to think that this association is going to cause bad things to happen. To elaborate more, if we've forgotten, the Thorns began as a group of the old family members who are pissed off at Cyrus Ironwood. They're basically a group formed around the idea of revenge. It's never a good reason to form a group. Hate is never a good thing to feed. And then on the other hand, we have Cyrus Ironwood, the mafia boss ruling over all of time, organized crime and control over all of eternity. Scary shit. Scared shit. But the main reason that Cyrus Ironwood wants the astrolabe is so he can go back in time and save his first wife. But I mean, let's be real, if we give Cyrus Ironwood the key to all of time, he's gonna do more than save his dead wife. So let's talk about Sophia. Sophia is a pain in the ass. I can't stand how annoyingly obedient she is. And then she's annoyingly unobedient at the end. Edda has been nothing but kind to you. Kind to you. And she says, come with me. And how does Sophia repay her? Leaves her in the freaking desert to die. I feel like she will be redeemed in the end. She'll be turned to our side. But right now, just like Nicholas, I'm super angry with her behavior. We find her at the end, all beat up and on the brink of death. She didn't get off scot-free with her little plan to join the dark side. The other dark side. She was never in the light. She was just like, there's two dark sides. It's like a zebra. There's a dark stripe and then a white stripe and then the thorn stripe. And we gotta like stay in the middle. I've been thinking about which section of time in the book I enjoyed the most. And I think it's definitely gotta be the beginning in 1776 on the ship. She's stuck in that cabin with Sophia. And I love that she just does the exact opposite of everything Sophia tells her to do. Don't leave the cabin. Leaves the cabin. Don't talk to any of the crew. Has an extensive conversation with Jack. Do not have dinner with them. Has 3-hour dinner with the crew. It was a beautiful time. I love the whole scene with Jack doing her hair and then everything at dinner, culminating with that piece of shit racist asshole at the end. When Edda has to get up and stand up for Nicholas and storm out, it was wonderful. I think that same guy at one point is like, let's take bets. How long till Washington surrenders? I reckon he's gonna give up before the end of the month. And I'm standing over here like, ha! The end of the month? Try never, bitch! America! I absolutely loved the fact that right at the beginning, after this dinner, Nicholas and Edda have this completely honest conversation. There was no dragging out of this confusion about Edda and whether or not she is an Ironwood and if she was here against her will. It was right then and there that she was like, I was taken here against my will. Like, this bitch dragged me through a random portal. Please help me. I really loved Edda and Nicholas's relationship throughout the book, and we knew there was no way Nicholas was gonna go through with that contract he signed with Ironwood to bring him the astrolabe. I love how Nicholas is a legal pirate. That is his job. So what do? He's a pirate. A legal pirate! Okay, Nicholas, if that makes you feel better. No! I was hired to do- this is completely legal pirate! So from what I understand, Cyrus, time travel mafia lord, had at least 2 sons, Virgil and Augustus. And Augustus loved Rose. But Rose disappears. Augustus gets all effed up in the head. So he has Julian with his new wife, but he has turned into a horrible person and now, like, rapes and abuses women all the time. And he ends up getting one of his slaves pregnant, and that is how Nicholas comes to be. His mother is a slave. And then we have this character, Hall, who rescues Nicholas from the Ironwood, buys his freedom, and raises him as his own. That's just such a wonderfully nice thing to do. I love that we get to go to London during the Blitz at night in the underground with her and Nicholas together. It was so beautiful. Nicholas gets manipulated back into the Ironwood family as a servant for his half-brother Julian on their travels to go try to find the astrolabe. And the first scene we see in the book is the scene where Julian dies. There's a good chance that Julian's still alive and he's just been flung to some random year. Somebody from the future came back to tell Rose that it was gonna be messed up and they had to stop it. Who is that person? My immediate thought was like, oh, maybe it's Julian. But could Julian even possibly be there because he was probably flung to a common year where he was already alive? Or could it be Julian and he just found different passageways and he happened to find one from the future and then figured out that everything went wrong and then told Rose, I don't know, who would it be unless it was Edda who told Rose to do all this shit to herself? That's the only way right now that I could think of that would excuse Rose's coldness toward her own daughter. Like, she could have at least just told her something. She should have been like, if I'm ever captured, don't come after me because I'm a badass and I'll be fine. Give her that disclaimer. In Wayfair, I hope we jump back and see where Edda's at. Like, I hope we don't just see from Nicholas's point of view while he's trying to find her. I can't imagine that we would. I'm very curious to see what year that she lands in and what things are like from that point forward. You know, what is her next step? Find her mom? Or her mom's not going to be in that year, but Alice should be there. It's very confusing. Or she's going to try to find a passage to go back to 1776. She knows there's a passage in the Met, so she could go there and go right to 1776 and hopefully meet up with Nicholas, who's also going back to 1776 to get the astrolabe back. And when you try to theorize with this, things get real confusing real fast because time travel is real confusing real fast. You have to figure out how that astrolabe can be destroyed. You have to figure out how to use it. She described it as like a gold disc. It all depends on if this is like a scientific thing, the astrolabe, or if it's like a magical thing. Because if it's a magical thing, I'm thinking maybe it'll only work for lindens, or maybe you need like to offer it linden blood for it to function. What else do I want to happen in the next book? I want to see Edda play the goddamn violin again. I want her to play for Nicholas. They have to get together in the end. Hopefully in Edda's time. I'm sure Edda's gonna come face to face with her padre. It's gonna be like a whole, whoa, Valentine Clary-esque situation where her dad is heading this evil organization and she's fighting against that organization. And I hated how Rose just like left at the end. Nicholas was like, can you help me? I need your help. And she's like, what you need to do is find and destroy the astrolabe. And you have to find Edda. I have to go see what's up in my own century. So can I trust you with those other two things? You good? Okay. I'll see you in a month to discuss this further. Ta! Wait, was that the help or? Wait. Couldn't have at least told him how to destroy it. You couldn't have at least gave my hint. Another one of your notes where you put a little shape over it. Oh my god, watching Nicholas on the bus. And the bus starts moving and Nicholas is like, ah, what's that smell? That's petrol, son. How long till we suffocate? And I love the moment in Damascus where Edda is like, this is ridiculous. We can die anytime. We can't think about the past or the future. We're together right now. So let's enjoy it. I'm really interested to learn more about Rose and her mindset and what the gives her the right to do this to her daughter. I brought her into this world. I can do whatever the hell I want with her. Quiet, Rose! Share your thoughts. Thanks for watching. I'm Christine. I make videos every Tuesday. I'll see you next time. Bye!